Welcome back to this channel. Because the pickup truck you are looking at may have just created a very strange problem for the American truck market. From the outside, this BYD Shark looks like it wants to fight its way through a desert, climb over rocks, and tow whatever gets in its way. But open the doors, and suddenly the story changes. Orange quilted seats, a premium-looking cabin, a huge center display, and a rear seat that looks more like a luxury SUV than a work truck. So what exactly is BYD trying to build here? Is this a serious off-road pickup, a high-tech family truck, or something designed to challenge the way Americans think about trucks? Stay with me, because the most interesting part of this Shark isn't actually sitting under the hood. It starts with the way this truck looks. The front end has a wide, upright stance with a large BYD badge sitting in the center, surrounded by a chunky grille and a seriously aggressive bumper. But look closer at those headlights. The LED signature wraps around the lamps in a distinctive shape, giving the Shark a face that is instantly recognizable, especially at night. Then you notice the oversized tires, black wheels, protective lower bodywork, and those blue recovery hooks hanging from the front bumper. This isn't trying to look like a soft urban pickup. It wants you to believe that the pavement is only the beginning, and that becomes even more obvious when you move around to the side. The body has a tall, muscular profile, wide fenders, substantial side steps, and a pickup bed that looks ready for real adventure. Roof-mounted lighting adds another layer to the off-road personality, while the dark finish makes the truck look almost stealthy. But here's where things get interesting. You would expect a truck this rugged to punish you once you climb inside. Instead, the cabin goes in the opposite direction. The interior shown in these images is covered in rich orange upholstery with diamond patterns stitching across the seats and door panels. The steering wheel carries the BYD branding, while a large central screen dominates the dashboard. It looks less like an old-school work truck and more like a modern tech lounge that happens to have a truck bed behind it. And the rear seats may be the biggest surprise of all. There's serious attention to the passengers back there, with deeply padded seats, a wide center armrest, rear climate controls, USB-style connectivity, and a cabin design that doesn't scream. You're sitting in the cheap seats. In fact, the rear bench looks surprisingly upscale. But then you look down at the center console, and the personality changes again. There are physical controls, drive mode switches, climate controls, cup holders, and a chunky electronic shifter. That's important because a truck built for adventure can't depend entirely on touchscreen menus when you're bouncing around on a rough trail. The Shark appears to mix modern technology with controls you can actually reach without taking your eyes completely off the road. And that's the bigger theme here. This truck doesn't seem interested in choosing between technology and toughness. It wants both. The exterior says off-road. The interior says luxury. The dashboard says technology. And the pickup bed says, I still have work to do, but there's one question that matters more than all of that. Can this thing actually deliver the kind of capability American truck buyers expect? The images certainly show the attitude. There's a rugged front bumper, recovery hardware, aggressive tires, roof equipment, and a suspension stance that looks ready for rough terrain. We also see the Shark sitting in desert landscapes and mountain roads, which perfectly matches the adventure-focused character BYD is presenting. But this is where we have to separate the visual story from confirmed specifications. Exact performance, towing, payload, range, and U.S. market details depend on the specific production version and market configuration. And honestly, that's what makes the Shark so interesting. Because if BYD can combine genuine truck capability with this level of cabin comfort and technology, it starts attacking the American pickup formula from a completely different direction. Imagine having the rugged attitude of a traditional truck, but stepping inside and finding a cabin that feels closer to a premium SUV. That combination could be the Shark's secret weapon. And just when you think you figured out this truck, look at the rear. The tailgate proudly spells out Shark. The taillights create a bold horizontal signature, and the bed gives the practical identity that separates it from a typical SUV. You can see the spare tire, equipment, and accessories in the Adventure Focus setup, reminding you that this thing still has a job to do after the cameras stop rolling. So maybe the biggest surprise isn't that BYD built a tough-looking pickup. Plenty of companies can do that. The surprise is that BYD appears to understand something luxury automakers have been learning for years. People don't necessarily want to choose between comfort and capability anymore. They want a truck that can take them to work on Monday, handle a road trip on Friday, and disappear into the desert on Saturday without turning the cabin into a punishment chamber. That's the opportunity behind the BYD Shark. Whether it eventually becomes a serious player in America is a much bigger question, especially when you consider regulations, availability, pricing, charging infrastructure, and the loyalty American buyers already have toward established truck brands. But visually, this thing has already made its argument. It's bold, it's different, and most importantly, it doesn't look like it is trying to copy yesterday's pickup truck. The real test will be whether what's underneath this aggressive design can match the promise on the outside. And if BYD gets that part right, the Shark could become much more than another new pickup. It could be a warning shot to an industry that has become very comfortable with the same formula. So what do you think? Would you actually drive a BYD Shark if it became available in the United States? Or would you stick with Ford, Chevy, Ram, or Toyota? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the cars and trucks changing the future of the automotive world, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.